Welcome to Nivedita Academy. In our center, we have been providing coaching for TOEFL, IELTS, OET and PT. These are the international language proficiency for English tests. Let us discuss today the differences between TOEFL and IELTS. TOEFL examination came into practice in the year 1964, whereas IELTS came nearly 25 years afterwards in 1989. TOEFL is administered by ETS, Educational Testing Services USA. IELTS is being conducted by IDP and the British Council. Cambridge University is also a joint partner with IDP and British Council. Cambridge University only is prescribing the materials. It's appointing examiners. It gives the training to the examiners. It only is conducting the test. IELTS is now widely used throughout the world after it came into force. First, TOEFL only was there. After the advent of IELTS, TOEFL is slowly disappearing. Now, it has made a great change in 2023, July onwards. Previously, student who used to sit for the examination has to stay in the examination center for about 4.5 hours, whereas now the time is reduced to 2 hours. Just like that, the questions, the time for each and every examination is also reduced. TOEFL and IELTS both are testing the language skills of the students. For example, reading, listening, speaking and writing. IELTS, the reading test will be for about 1 hour. The students have to answer 40 questions within 1 hour, whereas TOEFL, the reading part, there are only 2 passages given with a word limit of about 700 words each. And there will be 2 passages. Every passage there will be 10 questions. The questions will be about factual information, inferences, reference, sentence simplification, rhetorical purpose, sentence insertion, summary, and then fill in the tables. These kinds of questions asked, totally 20 questions they have to answer in 35 minutes. Previously, before July 2023, the students have to answer for about more than 42 questions, and they have to spend about 72 minutes. So time is also reduced now. In IELTS, the reading passages are divided into 3 parts. Every part there will be some questions. The first part 15 questions will be there. Second part there will be 15. Another third part 10 questions will be there. These questions are graded. The first part will be somewhat easier, and the second part will be tougher than the first part. The third part will be the toughest. So they can spend 1 hour for all these 3 parts. First part they can spend about 15 minutes. Second part they can spend about 20 minutes. Another last part they can spend about 23 to 25 minutes. So though the third part has got only 10 questions, it is the toughest one, so it needs a lot of time. So this is in IELTS, the questions will be of different types. For example, there will be a fill in the blank exercise. In fill in the blank exercise, there are two kinds of questions. One, a passage with the blank will be given there, and under that there will be a list of words. The students have to choose the right word from the list of words given below and fill up the blank. And another one, a passage also will be given to the students. The students have to find out the correct word from the passage itself. In the reading will be multiple choice questions, and you have to fill in the blank, and also you have true, false not given, or yes, no not given. That way questions will be there. And then another one question, matching the title with the paragraph. That's also one of the question. There will be 9 titles and 6 paragraphs, and you will be asked to match each paragraph with the title. For example, question number 22, you will be asked to read the paragraph B. You have to read the paragraph and choose the right title and match it, and your answer should be any one of the Roman number. Okay, that is given on the title. That kind of questions will be there. And here vocabulary is more important for TOEFL. In IELTS, there are 2 modules. There is academic and general. In academic, different subjects, passages belong to different subjects will be given. Maybe science, physics, or medicine, health, education, psychology, astronomy, biology, and entertainment. All these things will be there. Whereas in general, the passages are mostly from sociology, social behavior, humanities, economics, education, and hygiene, environmental science. These things only will be there for general. So general, it will be easier. The students who want to go abroad for studies have to choose only academic, whereas those who prefer to go abroad for immigration or work permit, they can choose general. So these are the differences in TOEFL and IELTS. Even TOEFL also can be used for immigration in some other countries like US. And this TOEFL and IELTS are both used for studies abroad, especially in advanced countries like UK, USA, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand, and some other European countries. Whereas TOEFL nowadays is being used for getting admission in some of the North American universities. But more than 11,500 universities and colleges are making use of this TOEFL score also. Now, some other universities are using both IELTS or TOEFL. If the IELTS score is as equal to TOEFL, they can be taken into consideration for admission in colleges. Okay, then listening part. As far as the listening is concerned, in IELTS, you have to listen to 4 audios. Then you have to answer the questions. There also, you have fill in the blank exercises. There the students have to be very careful of the instructions. Whether you have to fill up the word with not less than 1 word, or not less than 2 words, or not less than 3 words, like that. And multiple choice questions are also asked there. And you have to choose the correct answer from the audio after listening to the audio, then you have to choose the right option. There will be 4 or 5 questions. For every question, there will be 4 options. You have to eliminate all the options except the option which has the correct answer. The next one will be, there will be 7 options. You have to choose only 3 correct options. That kind of exercises will be there. For TOEFL listening, you have 3 lecture also will be there, and you will have to listen to the lecture, and the lecture format also will be given in the reading form, and you can know about the information. Some questions also will be given to you. For each of the lecture, you will be asked 6 questions. For totally 18 questions will be there. You have to answer. And second part, you have a conversation or a discussion where 5 questions will be asked, and you will be answering all the questions. So 10 marks will be there. Totally, you have 18 plus 10, 28 marks, and you will have to answer within 36 minutes. And in TOEFL speaking, you have 4 tasks. One is independent speaking, whereas you will be given a familiar topic and you have to discuss whether you agree with the statement or not, and or disagree with the statement. There you can use some of the templates. For example, you can give the topic first, then you can give why you agree, the reason for your agreeing, and number 1 or number 2. First you have to give that firstly or secondly, or I strongly disagree, I strongly believe that. So these kinds of statements you can give. Or furthermore, moreover, as I said before, that. So these kinds of phrases also can be used. Speaking. Next one is speaking test. In IELTS, you have 3 kinds of questions. First is information gathering. Here in IELTS, you have to face the examiner. You have to talk to the examiner eye to eye. He will be asking questions, gathering some personal information, and you have to give all the details about whether you are living in the apartment house or individual house, whether you study or work, why do you choose that subject. These kind of questions will be asked. Your attitudes, your behavior, your likes and dislikes, all these things will be asked in the information gathering part. The next will be, there will be 2 marks question, whereas you will be given keywords also. Using the keywords, and also you can give your own points. Using your own points and the keywords, you can talk for about 2 minutes on a particular topic. The third part is a discussion on the same topic. The examiner will ask a lot of questions and you have to answer the questions. So totally the time given for spoken in IELTS is 14 minutes, whereas in TOEFL also you have 16 minutes. And the writing part for IELTS, you have, suppose you have taken general, there you have to write 1 letter writing and 1 essay writing. Whereas suppose you choose academic, there you have to write 1 report writing and 1 essay writing. In report writing, you will be given some data in the form of charts, pie chart or histogram or matching table or tree diagram. That way, using the data, you can write a report. You can write a comparative statements or descriptive sentences. That way, greater than, more than, higher than, these kinds of statements you can write. And for essay writing, there will be 2 types of questions. One is issue based essay, another one is argumentative type essay. The same thing will be there in the TOEFL also, but in the second part of the essay writing, there in the TOEFL you have 30 minutes. One is 20 minutes for first task, second task is for 10 minutes. The second task, you have to observe a discussion going on. From the discussion, you can write your own view and what the speakers are talking. You can summarize all those things. Finally, you can give your own view also. That kind of questions will be there in TOEFL. Previously, there was a gap of about 10 minutes from one session to another session. The first session you had reading and listening, and the second session you have speaking and writing. But nowadays there is no gap. The test will continue right from the beginning to the end. There will be no gap. And in the IELTS, you have to speak to the examiner, whereas in the TOEFL, you can speak to the computer screen. The computer will record your speech and your skill will be assessed accordingly by the computer itself. So these are the differences. Previously, it was very difficult for the TOEFL candidates because they have to spend about 4.5 hours. So many questions were there. Even understanding the structure of the examination itself was very difficult. Some other questions they are left over. Whether which question has been taken into consideration for marking is not at all known to the candidates. But nowadays, such kind of questions are left over. Your answer for all the questions will be marked there. So this is the system now. TOEFL is also has become very easy. So you can make use of TOEFL also for going abroad, for studies, for work permit, or for immigration, just like IELTS. Apart from that, we are giving OET for healthcare professionals, occupational English test. The nurses, doctors, pharmacists, physiotherapists, and some other allied medical service professionals also can make use of this OET. And PTEs used first, it came into use only in 2009. Now it has been, first it was introduced in Australia and New Zealand. Nowadays even UK has taken that score for immigration and academic admission also. In Canada, some of the universities have approved PTE score for admission. So these are the courses offered in our institute also. You can make use of them. Thank you very much.